Hey there, beautiful Sagittarius souls. Welcome back to Astro Forecast, your home for real, soul-level astrology that actually makes sense in your real life. Now, before we dive into what August 2026 has in store for you, I want to say something real quick. If you've been watching my forecasts for a while, you already know I don't sugarcoat things. I give you the good, the bad, and the deeply transformative, because that's what astrology is for. It's not about predicting your day. It's about helping you navigate it with clarity, confidence, and a little bit of cosmic wisdom. So here's what we're doing today. I'm breaking down your August 2026 into 3 pieces of genuinely good news and 3 realities you need to prepare for, because forewarned is forearmed, right? Plus, we're covering every major transit hitting your chart this month, from Venus gliding into Libra to that powerful full moon in Pisces closing out the month. And listen, if you're someone who wants to go deeper than a general monthly forecast, I want you to know that my team and I offer personalized readings that get into the nitty-gritty of your specific birth chart. Whether you're looking for a birth chart reading to finally understand why you are the way you are, a relationship compatibility reading to decode your connection with someone special, a soulmate reading to understand when and how love shows up for you, a career reading to align your professional path with your cosmic blueprint, or a life purpose reading to answer that big question of, why am I here? We've got you covered. We also do year-ahead forecasts, monthly forecasts tailored specifically to your chart, transit readings to help you navigate major life shifts, solar return readings for your birthday year, business astrology for entrepreneurs, marriage timing readings, dating pattern analysis to break toxic cycles, breakup recovery guidance, money and wealth readings, and question-based personal guidance for anything specific weighing on your heart. If any of that resonates, the link to book a session is right there in the description box below. Just drop me a message on WhatsApp and we'll get you sorted. All right, let's get into your August forecast. The 3 good news. Good news number 1. Let's start with the good stuff. And this first one, this is chef's kiss beautiful. On August 6th, Venus, our planet of love, beauty, harmony, and connection, enters Libra, which happens to rule your 11th house of friendships, social networks, and long-term goals. And let me tell you, Libra is one of the 2 signs that Venus rules, so she's operating at full power here. This isn't a watered-down Venus transit. This is Venus in her element. What does this mean for you practically? You're going to notice a shift in your social dynamics. The drama, it quiets down. The people who've been draining your energy, they suddenly feel easier to set boundaries with, or they simply fade into the background. And in their place, you're attracting people who actually get you, people who share your values, people who inspire you. This is excellent energy for networking, especially if you've got professional goals that require collaboration. That random conversation at a social event, that could turn into a genuine alliance. That acquaintance you've been friendly with but never really deepened things with, this transit supports turning that into something real, something trusted. And here's the deeper layer, because I know you Sagittarians love depth. Venus in Libra in your 11th house is asking you to get deciphering about your circle. Quality over quantity. You're not meant to be everyone's friend. You're meant to be surrounded by people who elevate your vision, who hold space for your growth, and who reflect the kind of person you're becoming, not the person you used to be. So say yes to the invitations that feel expansive. Say no to the ones that feel like obligation. Your energy is precious. Venus is reminding you of that. Good news number 2. All right, moving to August 9th. Mercury, planet of communication, intellect, and mental processing, enters Leo, which activates your 9th house of higher learning, philosophy, travel, and expansion. Sagittarius, this is your house. The 9th house is naturally ruled by you. So when Mercury rolls through here in bold, confident Leo, your mind is on fire, in the best possible way. You're going to feel this surge of intellectual confidence. That idea you've been sitting on, you're suddenly ready to share it. That truth you've been holding back because you weren't sure how it would land, you're ready to speak it with passion. with warmth, and yeah, maybe even a little dramatic flair. Because Leo doesn't do subtle, and neither should you right now. This is fantastic energy for writers, teachers, content creators, speakers, anyone whose work involves communicating big ideas. If you've been thinking about publishing something, launching a course, or even just having that bold conversation with someone about your beliefs, the cosmos is backing you. You might also feel pulled toward new subjects of study, foreign cultures, spiritual traditions, philosophy, law, anything that expands your worldview. And travel? If you've been dreaming about a trip that promises not just relaxation, but transformation, start planning. The energy supports it. The key here is, trust your moral compass. Mercury and Leo in your 9th house isn't about small talk or surface-level thinking. It's about defining what you actually believe and having the courage to stand in it. Your thoughts carry weight right now. Your words inspire people. Use them wisely. Good news number 3. Now, August 12th. Mark this date, Sagittarius, because we have both a new moon in Leo and a solar eclipse in Leo, both hitting that same 9th house of belief systems, adventure, and personal growth. Eclipses are fated. They don't play around. They close doors that need closing and open doors you didn't even know existed. And a solar eclipse on a new moon? That's a monumental new beginning. Not a gentle fresh start, a cosmic rebirth. You might experience a sudden opportunity related to long-distance travel, relocation, publishing, or broadcasting your work to a wider audience. Something that pushes you way outside your comfort zone. And I know you Sagittarians love your comfort zone, more than people think. You're a mutable sign, sure, but you have your routines, your beliefs, your known world. This eclipse is saying, great, now, let go of it. Because here's what's really happening. An outdated worldview is dissolving. A belief system you've carried, maybe from family, maybe from culture, maybe from your own past self, is no longer serving your highest evolution. And the universe is gently but firmly removing it so something more authentic can take its place. You might meet a mentor. You might have a revelation during a conversation that seems ordinary but hits you like lightning. You might suddenly realize that the life path you've been on isn't the one you actually want anymore. This is scary energy, sure, but it's also liberating, because on the other side of this eclipse, you're more you than you've been in years. You're aligned with a truth that actually fits, and that's worth every moment of discomfort it takes to get there. The 3 bad news. All right, I promised you the real stuff, so let's talk about what you need to prepare for. Bad news number 1. On August 11th, just a day before that powerful eclipse, Mars enters Cancer, activating your 8th house of shared finances, debts, taxes, investments, and deep psychological transformation. Mars is our drive, our aggression, our will to act. Cancer is emotional, protective, defensive. And your 8th house? That's the house of other people's resources, but also your deepest fears and vulnerabilities. So here's what's likely. You're going to feel a fierce instinct to protect what you share with others. Joint assets, investments, passive income streams. There may be a situation that arises where you need to set firmer boundaries around who has access to your money. Or you may realize that a financial dependency you've had is actually making you feel emotionally unsafe. This could show up as a conflict about shared expenses with a partner, a tax issue that requires your attention, an investment that suddenly feels riskier than you thought, or simply an internal anxiety about financial security that you can't quite shake. The bad news? This energy can make you feel exposed financially and emotionally. The good news? Mars gives you the drive to do something about it. This is the month to aggressively pay down debt, to renegotiate terms that aren't working, to have the uncomfortable conversation about money that you've been avoiding. Just remember, Mars in Cancer fights emotionally. So when you're negotiating or setting boundaries, lead with your intelligence, not your reactivity. Soft power is still power. Bad news number 2. Closing out the month on August 28th, we have a full moon in Pisces, illuminating your fourth house of home, family, emotional foundations, and private life. Full moons bring culminations, endings, things coming to a head. And in your fourth house, this is about your roots, your family dynamics, your living situation, your inner world. You may experience a culmination regarding real estate, a lease ending, a move becoming necessary, a renovation finally finishing, or desperately needing to start. Or there could be an emotional shift within your family unit. A long-standing misunderstanding with a parent or relative might demand resolution. Or you might simply feel this deep, soulful yearning for your home to actually feel like a sanctuary, not just a place you sleep. Here's the harder layer. This full moon is asking you to confront ancestral baggage, childhood wounds, emotional patterns you inherited without choosing them. And for a Sagittarius who naturally wants to look forward, toward the horizon, toward the next adventure, looking backward can feel like stagnation. But it's not. It's foundation work. You cannot build a life of freedom and expansion on a cracked emotional foundation. This full moon is gently but persistently saying, heal this, release this, create a home, internal and external, that actually supports the person you're becoming. You might need more rest than usual, more privacy, more time away from the public eye. Honor that. The world will still be there when you're ready to reemerge. Bad news number 3. On August 23rd, the Sun enters Virgo, lighting up your 10th house of career, public image, authority, and legacy. Now, the Sun in your 10th house isn't inherently bad. It's actually a time when you're more visible, more recognized, more seen by the world. But here's the thing about Virgo energy. It notices everything. The details, the flaws, the areas where you're not quite measuring up. So while you might get more attention professionally this month, and yes, opportunities for leadership or advancement may arise, you're also going to feel the pressure of scrutiny. Authority figures, bosses, the public, they're watching. They're evaluating the quality of your work. And Virgo doesn't give participation trophies. Virgo asks, is this excellent? Is this precise? Is this worthy of the reputation you're trying to build? The bad news? This can trigger perfectionism, self-criticism, or imposter syndrome. You might feel like no matter how hard you work, it's never quite enough. The reality? Virgo energy is about mastery. It's about breaking down massive goals into manageable steps and executing them with integrity. So instead of letting the criticism paralyze you, use it as fuel. Refine your public persona, streamline your workflow, prove your worth through consistent, high-quality, ethical work, not through grand gestures, but through daily excellence. All right, my Sagittarius friends, that's your August 2026 breakdown. 3 beautiful opportunities, 3 realities to navigate with awareness, and a whole lot of cosmic energy pushing you toward the most authentic version of yourself. If this resonated, drop me a comment below. Tell me which transit you're feeling most intensely. And if you know a fellow Sagittarius who needs to hear this, tag them, share this. Because astrology is better when we do it together. And seriously, if you're ready to go deeper, if you're tired of general forecasts, and you want to know what your specific birth chart says about this month, this year, and your life path, the link to book a personalized reading is in the description. Just hit me up on WhatsApp. My team and I would genuinely love to work with you. Until next time, keep your arrow pointed toward truth, your heart open to expansion, and your feet grounded in what actually matters. This is Astro Forecast.